Hello, and welcome to Cryptid Creeks at Girls Run These Worlds. I am JC Darcy. I use they, she pronouns, and I am delighted to be your navigator for this series where we're going to walk you through the basics of the wonderful system by Hatchling Games, Cryptid Creeks.
Ooh.
Cryptid Creeks is a supernatural tabletop role-playing game in which our players here are going to take on the role of River Scouts, a crew of young adults setting out to stop a rapidly spreading curse with help from ancient creatures from folklore. It's launching on Kickstarter on September 5th. And if you're watching this at the first possible opportunity, that's today. You can go on Kickstarter. You might even be watching this on Kickstarter. Hi, Kickstarter friends.
Hi. Wow, look at this amazing page.
It's so beautiful.
You guys can
This
pause the
game is
video and
amazing.
go get it.
The art
wait.
is amazing as always.
Yeah.
Very good.
So if you like what you see on this page, if you like what you see from us, please go and back this incredible game. We promise you'll have a blast. We are getting a sneak peek at the first adventure that is included in this book. This is the Coldwater Curse. We are running a 2-part one-shot here, so we're going to explore this system. We're going to learn it together and hopefully give you some tips about how to run the game. But most of all, we're just going to have some fun telling a spooky story, because that's what it's all about. We might occasionally stop to explain the rules, why we're doing what we're doing. You'll get some handy visual guides, hopefully, down below. So we hope that this will inspire you and show you just how easy it is to bring this game to your own table. But right now, I'd like to introduce you to the absolutely phenomenal cast that I have brought together here to tell this story with me. So please, feel free to introduce yourselves. I'll go by the order on my camera. Aida, would you say hi, please?
Hi, my name is Aida. My pronouns are she and her. I'm a Latina woman based here in Europe. And should I talk a little bit about my character?
Yeah, please do, yeah.
Yeah, I am playing the negotiator playbook, and her name is Gabriella, Gabby for short. She, her pronouns. Her nickname is Quill. She's a bit of a smart cookie. She's not always confident, but I think her friends do a really good job in making her feel safe, self-assured, having a good time beyond just books. And there may be at least one person that feelings might go a little more for. We'll see. Who knows?
Who knows? Who knew there was a world outside of books?
Is there?
I don't think
Why?
so. I don't know. Books are safer.
Hopefully.
Topic change. Let's fly to Mo. Hi, Mo. Why are you dressed in this manner? Please tell us all about it.
Hey gang, I'm Mo, she, they pronouns. I'm playing Hawkins Blue, which is the Conduit playbook. I'm not a watcher, I'm not an Eerie, I am just simply a young adult in an Eerie/watcher costume, depending on how canon Mothman is in the Cryptid Creeks universe. Your game in particular doesn't have to include Mothman, but Darcy's does,
But it helps.
because I said so, unfortunately.
Mhm.
I think I should probably give my character name, which is Hawkins Blue, and my alias is Flame.
I can't understand why.
You're such an amazing human impersonation. I love that we're so inclusive and we have moth friends at our table.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody is
Agree.
welcome at this table, 100%. Liv, hello. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing pretty good, thank you, Darcy. How are you? No way, I should
Yeah, I'm
go.
good.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
Stacey.
No, yeah, no, I'm doing it. Yeah, no, sorry. Oh my god, it's a disaster. Hello, hi, I'm Liv. I'm Liv. I am playing Aspen Silverwood, aka Cap, because I'm playing the Skipper playbook. We both use she, her pronouns, both me and the character. The Skipper is kind of like the leader type, but I literally only picked it because I get to be buff. And they're very sporty. And so I love to see that. But I'll try and, lend a hand with my friends whenever I can. And maybe there's some kind of connection with somebody in the group. I couldn't say, but maybe potentially there might be. Who could say? And also more about me, I'm on a podcast, Three Black Halflings, and I'm on Dicebreaker, which is a tabletop YouTube channel. Thank you, everyone.
Award-winning podcast. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Congrats.
And finally, but by no means least, the Stinky Boy. Hi, Gask.
Hello! My name is Gaskinator, and I use she, her pronouns, and I am a stinky boy.
I can do it all.
I am playing Samantha Shannon, and this is who goes by her alias Newt. And I went to a bookstore the other day, and I found out that Samantha Shannon is the name of an author, a fantasy author. So please don't sue.
Oh, yeah.
especially with the way I'm going to play her character, because she is the child who at the sandbox makes potions out of sand and dead leaves, and never grew out of that phase really. So
Oh, I
yeah,
literally
she's
had
a
one of her books recommended to me. That's so wild. Okay, yes,
Mm.
sorry.
Yes.
Apologies.
I do
she's
know
a
who she
medic
is,
currently.
but I was gonna die. I thought Gask was like, I found out that Samantha Shannon writes books about newts. She's a newt expert.
Could you imagine?
That is
Together.
so meta and layered, and I love it. So cool.
Apologies, Gask. Tell us about your playbook.
Yeah, I'm quote unquote a medic. I can supposedly help people, but I can also just as easily give them a vial of dirt and be like, it'll help. It'll help
Good for
your immune system.
Mhm.
Yeah,
See,
Mm.
I'm thinking on long term things right
Mhm.
here.
Yeah.
makes perfect sense.
It's like when somebody says,
I
rub
feel
some dirt in
healthier
it.
already.
Exactly.
This podcast, this AP is not meant to be medical advice. Please do not take anything anybody here says with any amount of seriousness.
This
we're just
podcast
here to
is
play
called
games.
Sawbones 2. We're here to give you medical advice. How to raise your kids.
Fully
We do it
endorsed.
all. We do it all. And if your table is chaotic as this, then you're doing it correctly. Don't worry. This is not. We are professionals, yes, but this
It's a
is how
feature, not a
professional
bug.
tape. Exactly. This is how tables are supposed to look. All right. So if you haven't already, we do recommend that you go back and check out our session 0 video where we got together and everybody created their characters and they got prepared for this adventure. And at the end of that, the River Scouts were approached by a fantastical being known as the Watcher. The Watcher was a giant octopus and warned them that a storm was coming. So it is about time that we dove back into Clawfoot Creek and see what's brewing on the horizon.
Just grabbing some dice.
Please do. Everybody has that moment of, oh, I need to roll dice.
Some dice.
If you have a selection of D6s ahead of you, you are doing this correctly. That is all you will need for this game.
If one of those die have a llama on it, remove it. Darcy will find you. This is sensitive. This is harmful and painful for some people.
I'll never
If you
get
have
over that
particularly
llama die.
dramatic character-killing dice, remove them now.
Ooh.
Bye.
All right. So,
Three.
a figure steps down from the ferry onto the bustling dock. In their hand is a suitcase, old and well worn, but loved and cared for. A dark leather that shines greenish purple in the morning sun, like the carapace of some beetle. This person is immaculately dressed, a little out of place amongst the fishers and dock workers, and the smattering of tourists in shorts in the morning sun. Not many people pay the figure much attention, though. The ferry woman tugs at a forelock and mumbles, "Nice day, ma'am," as the figure passes and departs. Moving along the docks towards the shops and restaurants of the main square, a wide, toothy grin splits a pale face. "Good to be back," rumbles a voice like thunder. And then they're gone. In their wake, a burst of wind rattles the docks. Some time passes. It's a glorious summer morning, and, dear River Scouts, you have nowhere to be today. I'd like to ask you a question about how you would utilize such a day, but first I would like us to highlight the first element of Cryptid Creeks to come into play, which is the curse clock. This curse that is going to take over the town is going to progress. It is going to get more and more serious as things go on, and to help us focus on whereabouts we are with that process is the curse clock. So hopefully you can see that below me now with one segment lit up.
Very pretty clock. Very
It's-
good art.
Yes.
Below you, Darcy, if you would have pointed.
I've seen the overlay. I know where I am. It is beautifully illustrated. It is absolutely gorgeous. And you can see that it has 4 segments, one of which is lit up right now. And as we progress, each successive segment will become lit to tell us how the curse is progressing. So here in the first phase, clues are going to be rare and hard to come by. And you're just going to spend a little time doing some research, doing some investigation, listening to the rumors that are circulating around town, and trying to figure out what exactly it is that's got people on edge. To that end, the question I would like to ask you, with nothing to do on a glorious summer day, no school, some of you might have jobs, but hey, you've got the day off today. Who would arrive?
Sad for me.
Like, oh no, I've got nothing to do.
I go, oh, I can't go make coffee. I can't go work out. Well, I could, but you know.
Yeah, you
Just
have
not
portable
bad.
coffee makers everywhere. What do you
Everywhere.
mean?
There's one in our
So-
clubhouse. There's one in my car. There's one everywhere.
Who would arrive at the clubhouse first? And we won't get to your plans exactly, but what are you going with the intent to do you think?
I don't know. I feel like we carpool.
Yeah, I mean, I think we may have established that I have like a big truck or something.
Yeah.
And I would go and like pick people up if they wish to be picked up. You know.
Okay.
So
So you'd all arrive at the same sort of time?
yeah. I think I'm an early riser because I'm always just like getting going. Like she has
Caffeinated?
energy. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's caffeinated. She has energy. It's everything I want to be. Yeah. So she, she'll just roll up and maybe head for Flame's house first, which is also Gask's house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Newt's house. That's it. Thank you. I was like, it's an animal. It's an animal.
Just say any of them.
The endangered Gask,
Mhm.
Not that you're avoiding being alone with Quill, I guess.
who lives next door, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they live next door, so it's like, it's
It's just efficient.
yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Would never avoid that. No, of course.
No,
It's
no.
fine. I'm totally cool with that. Yeah.
You're not awkward about that at all.
No, I'm not. I'm really cool
Great.
and strong.
How many times does Cap honk outside of the houses to let us know that you're there? Do we have like a secret honk?
A
I mean-
secret honk that the whole neighborhood hears.
I think because like Cap is like comes from like a really haughty family. She's been taught like not to honk, but like I think she does in her own. Maybe she just like puts her head out of the sunroof and is like honk, you know, like herself. Because she thinks that's better somehow.
Yeah,
She was
that's much
told
more
not to honk in
refined.
the car,
Yeah,
but she can honk. So
perfect.
It's out of season for geese to be out this morning.
Oh, the beautiful bird calls to wake us up.
All I
That's
can
me.
see in my head is the trans goose emoji right now, just honking.
yeah, so
All
I'm honking
right.
outside.
Beautiful. Who would get down to the car first?
I think Quill would be ready to go for
oh, yeah.
sure.
You shock me.
Quill's
was-
definitely the most prepared. I feel like the rest of us are like tumbling down the stairs. Like, oh!
I feel like Quill was like ready at the door and was just waiting for the honk and was just like stood there.
Just like, and 1, 2, open the door.
Yeah.
Act
Don't look too eager.
natural.
Mhm.
Act natural.
Like you haven't been sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
Trip down the stairs. Catch my footing.
Honk. I mean, hi. Hey, how's it going? Oh, hi. Hey, Quill, what's up? How's it going? Good morning.
Good. It is a good morning. Yes.
Very good morning.
Yes. This is a
you
good
gotta-
morning.
You gonna get in the car? Is that what you're gonna?
What do they say nowadays? Shotgun.
Shotgun? Yeah. I mean, I don't have one of those, but you can come in the car anyway.
Shotgun.
That's fine.
Shotgun. Shotgun.
Yeah.
Hup.
Great. Just trying to get the others to head on out.
Should I help you?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Meanwhile, the interior of our house is us debating whether or not homemade raisins from the windowsill are considered ethical to give to our friends.
How do you make homemade raisins for those who don't know?
You just put some grapes on a windowsill. Let
Forget
them
about
cook.
'em.
They're as
Mhm.
delicious as they sound.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Are they white grapes or green grapes?
White,
Purple?
purple,
Red?
and green. Whoa,
Wait.
grapes are Joker coated?
No, you're right. I
Now
meant
they
white
are.
grapes or purple grapes, or green grapes or purple grapes.
That,
Yeah.
Grapes are
Okay.
purple.
all of the Europeans were like, "You have different
What?
grapes to us."
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is now a
No.
game about grapes.
Probably have more GMOs though. Everything's fine.
Definitely purple grapes. This is a one shot, so I will be going into depth about this grape making raisin
We have
process.
all the time in the world for this. Absolutely. So you get in the car.
Yeah, eventually we burst out the door, loud, chaotic, jump in the car,
Perfect.
Hey,
seatbelts on.
Seatbelts
whoa,
on.
those raisins! Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, yum.
Protein.
And I do 5 push-ups and then I get back in the car.
Interesting results.
So did anyone
Energized.
else have any other weird dreams?
Did you have weird dreams?
Well,
Was that?
well, it feels like what we saw the other day was a dream, even though we didn't wake up from anything and we weren't in bed or.
While we have this conversation, I'm just gonna and then we get going. I'm still not convinced that it was not just like a prank, just like a really high budget prank. So can't wait to see who pranked us. Really.
Listen. And you see that Flame from the back seat like tugs an antenna out of the door that they accidentally closed in it. And
that
will
hurt?
stuff. Yeah, thanks for asking. Actually, it is an extension of me.
Yeah.
This is Canada's like a hoodie, by the way. So like the hood was just caught. I want you to look deep into my pockets, Cap, and I want you to tell me how much money you think I have because it's 0.
Right.
And
I mean, I couldn't
had a
look
great-
anyway because I'm driving. So you
Yeah,
know,
it's actually really rude to try and distract the driver like
yeah,
that.
I can't believe that. I really want to keep you guys safe all the time. So this is really upsetting to me.
That's very much appreciated.
Yeah, of course. Gotcha.
Yeah. But like as far as a prank goes, I could only.
Can I guess how much money you have?
Sure.
2 cents. 6. No. Money. $5. $5.43. Is that it?
I said 0.
Oh, you did say 0. Never mind. Sorry. You said that. Yep.
You guys don't see this, but Ghost, Hawkins's Eerie finds a single like coin back here between the seats. Darcy, it's up to you if you want. Ghost is flaunting it, but they can't see Ghost. So
True.
Just a levitating coin.
Yeah, Hawkins won't make a huge deal out of it either. We have a coin now.
Well, this is giving Cap too little credit. Cap's a rich girl. Is it not like a note that they
Or is it like oh no, that's really awful if she was just like, oh, change. I don't need that. No, she wouldn't do that.
Pulling it out of a speeding car?
not out of the car.
You shouldn't throw pennies. The terminal velocity could harm someone.
Yeah, no, what if she just found it in her pocket and she was like, oh, what's that? And then like it dropped, so she doesn't know what it is.
But speaking of harm came to our town and might come again because crabs told us they would.
When you put it like that.
I mean, animals do have a tremendous instinct for natural disasters.
Right. I mean, Quill, don't you like have a crab fact on how trustworthy crabs can usually be? I mean,
yeah, like on a scale of 1 to 5, how trustworthy are crabs? Would you say, Gabby?
how many claws out of 5?
If
Yeah,
if
how
you
many claws?
trust crabs to continue their species, female crabs can release about 1,000 to 2,000 eggs at a time. So that's in that thread trustworthy.
Okay, I mean that's really cool to know. That's really a really interesting fact. It wasn't what I was like thinking about right now, but like it's really cool to know that. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, crabs come together and then they have babies. That's nice. But if something bad happened, how come I haven't heard about this? Shouldn't this like be something that people at the shops talk about, and the older ones especially? My parents are new in town. We're moving, so.
Well, All I know is if something bad really happened, yeah, we would have heard about it. You're right, actually, Quill. Thank you for putting my thoughts at ease. We're here, honk honk.
Liv, is Cap the kind to be listening to local radio as you're driving along, or have you got like
Yeah, sure, I think so.
mixtapes
Like
in between the mixtapes?
yeah, like when they're cassettes, like for sure. Like 'cause it's a really old truck that she
I'll
has.
listen
So
to the sports news.
yeah, just like
Yeah.
they were talking about me. That's really cool.
They
Yeah.
do talk about you quite a lot on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll-
You've actually got
Yes.
like a sticker in the back. You're like semi-sponsored by the radio station.
It's called Aspen FM. It's really weird, actually. Like,
Wonder who owns that radio station?
I don't know. I couldn't say.
As you say that, breaking news on local radio. Yeah, we're back with more about these reported break-ins that are happening all over town. Jeremy, do you have any more details? And it cuts to very clearly some guy stood on the docks being completely whipped by the wind, and this is his big break, and he's taking the chance. And yeah, well, listen, we don't have an awful lot more details. All we're hearing is reports from all over town, all over everywhere, shops, businesses, homes. Just a lot of break-ins seems to be happening. There's a spate of crime erupting around Clawfoot Creek. The strangest thing, though, is nobody seems to be reporting anything missing. Local police are absolutely baffled. It's a very strange morning here in Clawfoot Creek. If you have any more details about this, please call in 555-6192-420-69. And there's just a as you drive around now, as you're like driving through town, you can look around and you see there's a lot of confused faces, people just gesticulating wildly and talking quite intently to one another. And it seems that something is happening in Clawfoot Creek today.
Is there some kind of parade going on that we don't know about? Did you know about the parade?
A clubhouse. Is a clubhouse okay?
Oh my god,
Five.
dude, did you lock it before we left last time?
Always, one of my specimens escaped.
So true. You know that Newt loves her specimens and would never do anything to
I
endanger
feel
them.
like-
So
I feel
Exactly.
like one is an understatement, but okay.
Look, I can just say without a shred of a doubt, I'm sure that nothing bad has happened to our clubhouse. And we pull up outside.
That's outside.
Truth.
Everything looks fine. Everything is as you left it. You can't see anything from where you are parked outside that gives anything away that anything might be wrong.
See, we're fine. Honk honk. We might get out.
Yeah, see, Casp manifesting works. Told you.
Everything
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
fine. Gabby picks up like if there's like a baseball bat somewhere or like this long stick, like a very weak defensive position. Like,
Oh, there's definitely a full baseball bat in there. There's so many different. There's like a hockey stick. There's like an anvil. No, not an anvil.
lacrosse.
It says
stick.
Acme on the bottom.
Yeah.
Has to be effective.
Some weights. Yeah.
Everything seems
Dude,
fine.
should you go in first because of your escaped specimen? Maybe. Just if one of us were to encounter it, I would prefer it to be you first.
Yeah. And it just pulls out of their like test tube bandolier of various potions. And it just goes like, this one is gonna help. And this one's a stink bomb, so if one of you need that,
Oh.
Always be prepared.
Yeah,
That's the
always be
River
prepared.
Scout motto.
As a quick side note, Newt's pronouns are they she, they, she, her?
She, her.
her.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just double checking.
Yeah, so Newt walks up to the door, tries to that she locked before, and tries to open it to see if it's still locked.
It's still locked.
Okay. See? Doubters. And then
I never
unlock
doubted
it.
you for a second. I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
exactly.
Yeah.
No one's got my back, Cap does.
Yeah. I pat you on the back.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
I don't know why I saluted you, but still, it's like equal. We're all equal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I understand. The rituals are intricate. Um, and then I open the door, see what's inside.
Inside is carnage. Inside is disrupted furniture, is your belongings. Like, you each have a little space here in the clubhouse, and the things that you would leave here have just been strewn about the room, sometimes into other people's areas. There's indications of broken glass on the floor in some places. It looks like a tornado went through the place.
Is my coffee machine okay?
Listen, Kat, this is going to be hard to hear.
Does he know?
The machine is fine. The beams, the grounds.
The ground's on the ground?
The grounds are on the ground.
Ground's on the ground! Yeah, she collapses. She probably collapses. Oh no, that's a blend I had shipped in from it's so rare.
You didn't even look at the label. You just saw that it was expensive and rare.
It was expensive, and it came from somewhere that's not here. And I was like, cool, great. And they said that it had like a bountiful flavor, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. And I didn't get to try it.
Cap, when you collapsed, did you fall forward into like a kneeling position into the floor grounds?
Yeah, and then like fully like put my hands in them, and then was like,
oh,
yeah.
You blew it all up.
I want that animated.
Trying to salvage them.
The door was locked, and Quill walks to any other openings, windows. I think we discussed that our clubhouse also had a hole in the roof, but first we're going to go for the windows.
The windows are there. One of the windows is ajar. You do have a hole in your roof, but somebody clever covered it with a boat, and that is still intact.
Mm.
Did we leave? Was the window
we have
open?
our canoe at the top.
But did we leave a window open yesterday?
No, nothing needed any air circulation into my specimens. My specimens!
It's very much a similar state to Cap's science of coffee, the science of mud and frogs and eggs and things. There's been a couple of escapees. There's been a couple of breakages. There are some sticky liquids lying around that even you're not entirely sure what they are, but you're probably gonna get some samples and find out later.
Yeah.
The
It's
exact
nice.
same
Chaos
scene
breeds results.
plays out where you drop to the ground and also Ave Maria is playing, and it's the exact same motion. Both of us are just crying on the floor.
If anybody sees Mr. Salami, you need to give it to me right now.
Who's Mr. Salami?
He's a toad. He has so many warts.
I really thought that Mr. Salami would be a snake because of like the kind of shape of a salami, but
That's
really
so clever.
Yes.
But who and why? But how? Little horseshoe crabs cannot do this.
Octopi are very smart, though. They tend to be escape artists. Maybe they're entrance artists, too.
I mean, yeah, but that one was nice. Like, that one made me feel like warm and toasty inside, as, you know, I was...
He told us our town was going to ruin, and that made you feel warm and toasty inside?
Well, like...
It's kind of their vibe, though, you know?
I personally feel like we should trust the octopus implicitly. You know, I feel like as an evolved species with 4 times the legs that we have, it's just...
That checks out.
It's the natural progression of where we, and you see Hawkins just slowly like stops talking and like mumbles and like closes their mouth eventually as they're like slinking over towards the open window to like let Ghost have a look.
Yeah, absolutely. That window is open and that one faces the river. And as you and Ghost approach, you see 2 things. You see one in your immediate vicinity is an eyrie, one of the horseshoe crab eyries. And it's like you're both walking towards the same point. You hit somebody like coming through the same door as you, and there's a moment of, oh, sorry. He was just coming in. And as your eyes flicker up to the river in the distance, you can see at the tree line where you first met them a hint of the Watcher. Just one little tentacle peeking out between the trees and that shimmer of blue, green, silver. And you look back down to the Eyrie, and it too shimmers with that sparkle, that sort of ethereal glow. And you remember the Watcher's words and realize this is what they were talking about. This is the beginning.
Yeah, guys, so like whatever's happening in town definitely happened to us. This isn't a separate incident, unfortunately. The crabs are super cute though. Look at that one. And Hawkins will point to the one like probably just like right outside the window. Like the window's the only thing really like separating us.
He's like making his way in. He's scuttling across the windowsill to come inside and say hi. And as the rest of you look, you can actually see it. Just about. It just looks like a little tiny horseshoe crab. Ice blue.
Cute.
It's pretty cute.
Cap is gonna just like gasp dramatically and then stand up and be like, "You're right, Flame. The octopus did this." And it's gonna go grab a bat for self-defense. And then it's gonna like head out to talk to the octopus.
Listen, Cap, do me a huge favor. Put the bat down. I'm asking nicely.
Without hesitation, Cap does drop the bat, but still marches off.
Well, I read somewhere that crabs can communicate by flapping their pincers or drumming their claws.
Okay, then also without hesitation, Cap drops the bat and then raises her hands and starts clacking them, like walking along to talk to the octopus. Like, okay, I'm gonna give them a piece of my mind.
To talk to the octopus or the Eyrie?
Both. She's heading back to where they saw them before, I think.
All right.
One in each direction.
Quill, you can't help but notice that posture like really shows off Cap's biceps. It's really
Make sure you're going sideways if you're trying to be a crab.
Once again, without hesitation, because her friend told her to, she starts going sideways.
It's like a game of Simon Says, but we don't even have to say Simon Says.
I trust you. I love my friends. And she's like...
By the time you
Husband
reach,
has the same ring.
by the time you reach the river at the tree line, there's no sight of this Watcher. There is nothing to be seen here. The pool is there that you remember seeing, that sort of low, lazy turn in the river that slows the water down to the point of it being like a lagoon. But there are no creatures present. The Watcher doesn't want to be found right now. You've got better things to worry about.
I'd like to ask in town, people who know what happened the last time. Maybe there's some older shopkeepers or something.
Yeah. Well, we've got a perfectly intact crime scene right here if we want to do some searching.
And we can compare it to other scenes as well. That's a good idea.
All right. That sounds like somebody wants to make a roll, wants to do a move.
I do.
So here we go. The first move. This is probably the move that you will use the most at your table during Cryptid Creeks. This is the scout move. No, that's an absolute lie. Curse move. I apologize. When you investigate the curse or otherwise gather information, that sounds like what you're trying to do, Gask. So you need to describe how you're doing so, and you're going to roll using the appropriate strength. So scouts have 5 strengths, 6 strengths, 6 strengths.
5.
I was right the first time. I should have trusted myself.
Smart, cool, attuned, suave, sporty.
Fantastic. Thank
Ooh.
you.
I thought you were describing Darcy.
That too. Darcy is +2 to all those stats.
Darcy.
OP broken.
That is the OP. That is like the secret hidden playbook that you have to like. That's top tier. You have to pledge at the
if you download the Kickstarter right now and you press up, down, left, right, A, B in the PDF, you got the Darcy playbook.
Otherwise, you only get
Rich, make this happen.
Make it happen, please. Thank you. There are 8 playbooks, I believe. We had access to 5, and we've chosen 4 of them because we have 4 characters. And each of them has a different strength. Each of them has a different strength, which is the highest, and a different, which is the lowest. So they complement each other very nicely. Teamwork, super important. So, Newt, what is the medic's highest strength?
It's smart, if you could believe it.
Barely.
There's no stinky stat.
Shame.
Again, Rich, let's add this in, please. This is all
Speaking
playtest
of-
information.
Speaking of teamwork stuff, I could Cap slink back from trying to confront the Arian and the octopus and just like lift anything up that needs to be lifted to try and help Newt to find things?
Absolutely. So,
Yeah, I'm
That's
pulling
you
out my
playing
magnifying
to-
glass.
well, this is it. You can try and find a way to use your highest stat, which is obviously going to give you the better chance of success. But in some situations, you're just gonna a single stat is going to apply. It's just going to make the most narrative sense. If that happens to be your lowest one, so be it. Then sometimes we get really interesting results when we roll badly. Please. So I leave it to you. That is your highest strength. But if you want to do something creative and find another way to investigate, I will say smarts does make the most sense.
Yeah, I think I'll go with smarts.
But if you can describe to us what it looks like to have Newt investigating the scene of this crime.
It's absolutely like a do you know that little robot in Wall-E that can only like
Yeah.
clean things? That little
Emma.
cleaning robot? Yeah.
Ammo.
Ma,
Ammo.
ma, ma.
Ammo. Ammo.
Yeah, that's essentially how Newt's going about this, but with a magnifying glass is just like looking over everything on like this one line and then like goes like to the wall, hits her head, and then goes up and then goes.
You're just
Perfect.
following a slug trail. I think you found one of your specimens, though.
Mr. Peanut Butter.
I'm just moving everything out of the way so that your like path doesn't get interrupted. Just like
And then like lifting me up when I'm on the
yeah, like,
on the
up,
wall
up,
side, just like
yep, there you go. And across and over. Yep.
Playing the game that they play in Bluey where they lift them upside down so their feet hit the ceiling and you can just continue doing
Fun. Oh yeah, we
Playing
definitely do that.
yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, if you roll 2d6 plus your stat, and let us know what your result is.
Easy.
I
is
love it when
9.
people say that. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
9. Okay, no, okay.
No,
So
that's
on a
good.
7 to 9, it is good. Your navigator will describe a complication while investigating, so you don't actually earn a clue from that one. You get to do something interesting. Now, where are my complications? I have a list of them here. You are provided with a wonderful list of things that can happen when things go wrong. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to double up. You're going to get a misfortune. That's the first thing.
Oh my god.
I've been
This is
told,
spooky.
I can't remember if it's in the first version that I've read, but in this version, it very explicitly says be liberal with misfortunes because you have plenty of ways to remove them. So I'm going to hand out the first one. A misfortune is like a condition, something that is affecting a river scout, and it causes them to not be doing their best because they're just so shaken or embarrassed or upset or scared potentially. So I think in this situation, the misfortune that will apply for Newt is to just be you're upset. You're mourning the loss of some of your specimens. You spend all this time looking around and you don't recover them all. Some of them you do, but Mr. Salami seems to be long gone, my friend. And that
My teardrops are affecting the refraction on the magnifying glass.
And then the second thing that is going to happen. I have a wonderful list here. I hand out misfortune. I can place you in a perilous position. I think you're pretty safe in your clubhouse. I can separate you. Oh, okay. So I'm going to go with have an official show up. This is a complication because you guys you're teenagers. You know everything. You can handle this. You don't need adults. The way this actually looks is that Captain gets a text message. It doesn't directly affect you, which is why I'm giving you the misfortune. Cap gets a text message and everybody hears Cap's phone go off.
I gently place Newt down on a beanbag and then open my phone.
A little pat on the head. And it's your parents. It's your parents saying, "Where are you? Are you okay?" And in that way of parents' text messages, it's all in caps. And it's just the letter R, the letter U, and okay. Are you okay? Come to the coffee shop as soon as you can.
My parents are like freaking out for whatever reason. Can I text them back and be like, I'm fine. Why are you freaking out on me. What did I do this time?
This is an expected conversation that happens frequently.
Love you.
That's a separate text message.
Yeah.
Quite quickly, and like it takes like your parents quite a while to text. It comes through quite quickly in response. Coffee shop broken into, huge mess.
I start trembling.
More
coffee sacrifice. When will the carnage end?
No coffee beans were harmed in the making of this AP. All the coffee is fine.
Okay, good to know. It's all good. Yeah, I'm trembling, and then I very dramatically whisper, "We
What's
have to
wrong?
go to the shop."
Oh no.
But real quick, before we go, did you find out anything from just like looking around?
I found out that I'll never love again. In the way that I love Mr. Salabi.
I sit next to Newt, and we're both just trembling.
There are plenty of foods for you to name future specimens off of, so I would only imagine that there are plenty of specimens to be named after foods in return that you just haven't found yet, so it's something to look forward to, maybe. And Hawkins and Samantha are siblings, so Hawkins will like go in for a hug. Whether or not Newt is ready to receive one or
Newt
not
absolutely, and gets like snot all over your mouth. And like actually like pulls down the antenna and goes like
and it's a black hoodie. It's visible. It's really visible, actually.
Shiny.
Somehow it's like luminous green. What is that?
Oh, amazing.
That's actually a really fascinating color. What I had in my diet.
Let me get a vial
back.
I put my massive arms around both of you, and I'm like still like.
Let's head to the shop then and help clean up, and maybe there's someone we can talk to there too.
All right.
Real quick, Darcy, is it possible for me to do an eerie move before we leave using the crabs in here?
Yeah.
Just to ask, since they're here. And
It's
I don't
almost as
know.
if I provided you an eerie for just this purpose.
I don't know when Ghost is gonna be free again and or available again and or not like getting into mischief to help us. So yeah, eerie move. I'm enlisting the help of an eerie. I would like to say Ghost like hops on the back of the horseshoe crab that has come in here and is like riding the horseshoe crab around, like sniffing for clues.
Okay, beautiful.
So if you guys can see the horseshoe crab now that they're like touching, you can probably also see Ghost. He's a little like Nessie Loch Ness Monster blue cuteness.
I'm like still like trembling a little bit, and then I'm like, what is that? And then I like collapse on the floor in front of them, and just like, oh my god.
That doesn't look like high tech anything.
Oh, what is that? It's a cutie patootie is what that is. I can tell you that scientifically.
I'm gonna name you Mr. Pepperoni.
Mr. Pepperoni, it's lovely to meet you.
Ghost's alias is now Mr. Pepperoni.
We all have nicknames, and that's Ghost.
Excuse me, Pepperoni. What are your pronouns?
They then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't say anything. You just innately know. You just look at this crab and go, "That's a non-binary crab."
Should we call you like mixed pepperoni?
Mixed
what would you
pepperoni.
prefer? Mixed pepperoni?
It does not communicate with any of you, I'm afraid. Let's see how well it's going to communicate with Flame.
Cool.
You see that expert just dragging the cats back into formation. If you can go ahead and you always roll an eerie roll with attuned.
Okay.
2d6.
That's actually my good stat, so that's good. I wonder why those two, my playbook coincides with the how convenient. How convenient. It's almost like the conduit's supposed to do that. Good job, Rich. Look at the Kickstarter page we're on. Anyways.
Oh my goodness, it's so well designed. Maybe you should pledge.
Okay. That is, I rolled a 1 and a 5. So it's a total of a 7.
You only have 1 + 1 attuned? Did you have +2?
Oh yeah.
It doesn't make a difference. 7 and an 8 are the same result.
An 8.
An 8.
I claim
Listen.
to be a math gay. I evidently am not right now.
It's early in the morning for you, and there's no caffeine available, Mo. It's okay.
Are any gays math gays?
Some of them are. They're rare, but they
Oh.
exist.
My goodness.
So, on a 7 to 9, your communication with the Eries goes awry, and they do something unexpected. Your navigator gets to describe how this plays out. How cruel do they want to be today?
Very cruel. Very cruel.
I feel like I've been pretty cruel so far.
Dice
Very
have
cruel.
been pretty cruel.
Mm, well, it's a nice
Okay.
one.
So here we go. I think that's fair. The first time we played this, you all rolled really well. I think the karma is real.
Yeah.
They do something unexpected. Ghost is riding on their back, right? And they have a look around. Tell me if this is too upsetting, Mo, and we don't have to go here, but I already have payoff in my head. So this is a moment of trust me if you can.
Give me the trauma.
All of a sudden, it's like this horseshoe crab, Mr. Pepperoni,
Mhm.
mixed pepperoni,
Whatever
catches a
it's
scent and just bolts, just heads right for the window with Ghost on its back. And they both disappear out the window.
Mixed pepperoni!
I would
We can rewind. Rewind is a valid safety tool at this table. If you don't like it, we can take it back.
No. In fact, Hawkins is more upset that everybody was more concerned with where the crab went than where Ghost went.
Oh no, I thought
than
mixed
where
pepperoni
Ghost
was
actually
ghost.
went.
Oh yeah, that's true. Sorry.
Yeah.
This
You
interpretation.
don't know Ghost is mine. You're right. You
Mhm.
probably just think that, oh, these crabs have riders that steer them. Interesting.
This is how they always look.
I saw the tiny little Loch Ness monster and my mind exploded. Is what I was getting at. Because
Horseshoe crabs aren't even actual crabs. They're more related to spiders.
what? I start scrambling around away from them.
No, but Hawkins, like, their shoulders slump and relax a little bit, and Hawkins will turn towards Cap. I think we should go to the coffee shop now. This isn't the first time that they've just gone on a little like joyride. It's been, small things. It's been mice before. It's been, the toads that Newt's caught before. It varies.
Oh yeah,
But that seems like a more pressing issue.
Sure, we can head out. And I start texting my parents like on my way, but then I'll turn back to Flame and be like, "Well, mixed pepperoni, or do you know mixed pepperoni? Do you know them?"
Oh, not the crab. The rider.
No,
The little
mixed
the
pepperoni
little nessie.
crab. It's not. Mixed pepperoni is the rider to me. I don't know what everyone else is interpreting mixed pepperoni to be. Not the crab for me. I was thinking of the tiny little Loch Ness monster thing.
Same. That's what I thought when I was naming
I thought you
them.
guys named the crab. Okay.
No, I was
okay.
interested in the tiny little Loch Ness monster, but because we saw the crabs before, so
Flame,
also the crabs
Flame,
are very.
I think we're
erratic.
sorry for suggesting that everything you were talking about previously may not have been as factual as it actually is.
Buddy, why are you apologizing? It's not a big deal. I'm glad that everybody thinks that Ghost is cute. So hopefully Ghost will go on a little adventure and help us later. But we are more than capable of doing this by ourselves. And Hawkins
come
being
here, bud.
alone for the first time
Yeah.
in a minute without somebody in their pocket.
Is everyone but Quill crying about
Yeah, pretty much.
And I think just for fairness' sake, and again, to adhere to the rules that I am bound to adhere to, I do think that will inflict a misfortune upon you, Flame, to be without Ghost. For a
Big
little
agree.
while.
Big
Yeah.
agree.
Darcy, I'll happily take a misfortune. My life is turning into it's a big old mess.
Misfortunes for everybody.
Oh, the coffee is gone.
My coffee and my parents are mad at me, and I don't know why.
They might be. They might not be. They might just be
Yeah.
genuinely concerned.
Yeah,
I have
But
a
all right.
very important question that we could spend the
Please.
rest of the session, nay, the rest of our lives on, but I think it's of utmost importance. Do we have a name for the truck that we all use, like the mystery machine?
oh
The
my
team
gosh.
truck!
The scoutmobile. What's like an S that is like to do with driving?
It's
The
the
sport
Cap,
guy.
Buddy bandwagon.
but it's Cap's vehicle. Cap
Mhm.
and the tank. Cap and the.
Captain Marvel. Cap Tank Marvel.
Tank Marvel.
Good.
It's the worst thing that you're going to say this whole session, and
Yeah.
that's not a challenge, okay?
Hashtag not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Swiftly past that.
Mhm.
You get back in this nameless vehicle
Yeah.
and make your way to Cap's parents' coffee shop. Did we decide what it was called, Liv? I feel
I
like we came up with a great name for it.
Yeah, I think Gask, I think you got something really good. It was like Stormy something.
Storms a brewing.
Storms a Brewing, I think it was that.
Brewing.
So good.
That's the
Mhm.
best thing you're going to say all session. Fantastic.
Both ends of the spectrum.
So again, as you're driving through town, it's sort of like mid-morning now, afternoon time, and you see very much the same. You start to see physical evidence of these break-ins. You start to see like occasionally there'll be a window broken and somebody gathering up stuff from their garden that's been chucked out the window. Just a general vibe of honestly as if a tornado has blown through town overnight. And the radio keeps updating, like this is their big moment. Jeremy, the reporter, he's dotting all over town. He's gonna make a name for himself today, trying to get to the bottom of this mystery. But so far he has nothing. All he has is the same reports of people saying that they've been broken into, things have been turned over, as if people were rummaging through their belongings, but nothing has been reported stolen as of yet.
Is Jeremy our fail state if we don't solve the clues?
This is what will become of you.
Aspen's like, I'm really happy for Jeremy. You know, he's really been clawing his way up, and he might get like anchor for this or something. You know, something really good.
He's an ambitious young man. He
Yeah.
really is. You arrive at Storms of Brewing. Business seems to be still okay. It doesn't seem to have taken a hit. People still need their coffee. Just you can tell even from the outside that your parents are working overtime to make it happen.
Isn't one of my parents the mayor as well?
Yes, I believe that's true. He's one of those entrepreneur type politicians.
Yeah,
He's
for
like
sure.
Elon Musk, but not that bad.
Awful. Yeah, like just like but like a person, like a mayor of the people, and it's just like going around.
Very
like,
much so. Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Mhm.
So this is what Judy has called him this morning. This is what his family needs, and so this is what he's doing. He's like got the apron on, sleeves rolled up, and he's putting the work in.
I run in, and I'm like, Mom, Dad, what's happening?
Oh, there you are. Could you, if you got time, are you busy? If you could just help with like the line out the door, and the beans are all mixed up. Are you okay?
The beans are mixed up. Oh yeah, no, I'm.
Don't worry. Your mother can tell them by smell. She'll be fine.
course,
She's
yeah,
doing
yeah.
a great job putting them back
Mhm.
together in the right
Yeah.
blend. Okay, everything's fine.
Great,
Nobody's
great.
complaining. Nobody else can tell the difference but her and you. Everybody's
Yeah,
just
no,
drinking
exactly.
coffee. It's fine.
Look, I'm just saying, Dad, it's the Silverwood nose. You know, it's in our blood. You know, so
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I must have skipped that, Gene, but never mind.
yeah.
It's
Well, I
fine.
mean, you know, you didn't get it on your side. I got it from Mom.
It's
So
on
like,
your mom's
I'm
side.
sorry that you. Yeah, I'm sorry that you
It's
just are good at politics or whatever. Anyway, you're. I'm fine. Are you okay? Like,
A bit shaken. This is all a bit strange, and it's happening everywhere. And people are looking at me, and I don't have any answers. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to keep people calm, and getting people their morning coffee has seemed to have helped a little bit.
okay.
Your friends are all
Yeah.
here. Wow.
Gang, do you want to maybe come help? I'll give you some. I'll pay you for your time.
Yeah, we can sort
yeah.
that out. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
Have you seen any perhaps? I'm so sorry for the state of the shop. Have you seen any sort of strange, ethereal looking
I tried to kind of like
things or
scoot
lights?
so that people can't hear this, just so they
Mhm.
don't stop panicking.
I don't know if you've ever seen a dock worker before dawn with no caffeine in their system. That's a kind of an ethereal kind of look. But other than that, sorry, I don't really know what you're asking me. I just got to get the shop up, and
Has this happened before?
not to me, no.
But I mean to the town in 1962?
I'm not that old. Thanks very much. I work hard, I know, but I'm not quite that old.
Yeah,
I
it was, like,
don't.
very successful for such like a young,
Who
person.
who would
really.
know something about the town's history like that?
Clara at the library, Hilda, I guess, if you could find her, but it's 2023, Gabby. 1962 is a long time ago. There's probably not that many people around.
Thank you for your lead. And she goes, grabs a broom and starts.
Yeah, I'm tidying as well and getting stuff sorted.
Amazing.
I'm making coffee like at super speed, like it's
Amazing.
wild.
Cranking out. Aspen.
Yeah.
So me, Mo, not Hawkins. Darcy, when you were saying about okay, I'm imagining Aspen's mom sniffing each individual bean.
She's just guided. She's just guided by her nose.
Yeah.
So like, Newt, forgive me for volunteering you for this, but excuse me, ma'am. I think that my sibling here would be really great as an asset for you in that endeavor.
Oh my
really
gosh,
great
do you
telling
have the
things
silverwood
apart.
nose? Wow.
She looks at Newt, who's like still got like luminescent snot underneath her nose and is covered in dirt. Is probably the most filthy feral child in all of Clawfoot Creek. Never washes
definitely
her
doesn't
hands.
have the hands to handle loose beans right now.
Literally, is like you can see her thinking, "Do you have food certification? Are you safe to be in this place?" Thanks, but I think I've got this portion locked down. I'm good. Thank you.
Mom's got this. This is a very intricate process, but like maybe we can like train you up and you can become like a sniffer in the shop.
If you could maybe bust some no, I don't want you near customers.
No. Maybe the garden the garden arrangement out the front, maybe.
Perfect. That'd be great. Yeah, if you could take care of that and just tidy, because there's like holes in the garden. Like somebody's been digging. It's the weirdest thing.
Digging! I can do that!
No, we want
I'm
the
gonna
opposite.
dig.
No, undig. Opposite of dig. Undig. Oh no.
Well, we are at a cafe. Did you know that there's a particular type of black tea from China called pu'er, and it's a fermented tea. And one of its qualities is actually that it smells like decomposing leaves. And this is a highly sought after and expensive treat.
Do you have
Aspen shouts. Did somebody say this? It smells of pu'er in here? No, it doesn't. It's fine in here. Nothing smells of pu'er. It's fine.
Okay.
I haven't even unleashed my stink bomb yet. It shouldn't.
Okay, yeah, you can go work outside now. Thank you all so much for pitching in. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
You got it.
I'm
Hawkins
digging into them holes.
supervising that.
Yeah, they're like, Aspen, make sure that person doesn't come back in this coffee shop.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as a customer, and like as my friend, so I'm not gonna like,
Is Newt about to be banned from both the library and the coffee shop?
I don't think they're allowed anyway. I don't think we're allowed in.
I think there's one day a year when like your parents force Newt to get a shower, and she's allowed to go wherever she wants on that one glorious day.
You're like a vampire, and nobody will let you in over the doorstep.
A grotty vampire.
Big day out once a year.
All right.
That's
is there anything you would like to
really
do?
confident of you to assume that Newt doesn't get outside and immediately roll around.
Bold of you to assume.
A blank canvas for the mud right after a fresh shower. Yeah.
It's like a dog.
Is it even a shower? Or is it like being sprayed down with a hose? Like that?
Yeah, it's absolutely
that's
a
it, a
hose
breeze bath.
situation.
It's actually just being dunked in the Clawfoot Creek. That's one time.
Like those babies getting forced, like really roughly baptized. It's
Yeah.
No, does the cafe have a hose? Because Hawkins would be out here supervising Newt and like spraying her with the hose probably while she's digging.
Let's go with yes, just because it's a great. I can't actually think of a justification for a cafe to have a hose, but I just want you to have fun. Yeah, go for it.
Where else are we gonna get the water?
I was gonna say if it was out back, they could have one of those big sinks with like the if you've ever done dishwashing, or those big like hose like
for the dishes.
For the dishes, yeah. But if you'd have to aim that all the way through the cafe, and I don't think that Aspen's parents would be too happy with that.
Okay. But
so, other than hosing people down, what would you like to get up to while you're here at the cafe? Is there any investigation you feel that you could do here?
Can someone check out those holes out the front? Like, see if there's anything going on there?
On it.
Cool.
dirt holes. Gonna dig around, find some worms.
Oh no.
Not looking for clues, just worms.
Just worms.
Found a clue. It's a worm.
It's a worm. They've got specimens to replace, okay? This is a prime time to do this.
As for in the cafe, if Mayor Silverwood had mentioned that there's the librarian Clara and a Hilda, but maybe it sounded unsure where to find Hilda. Maybe Quill would ask around at the cafe while busting tables, like, "Are you familiar with a Clara?"
So they know, everybody knows that Clara is the librarian. I think her intention there was to say that Clara
Hilda,
is the
I
librarian.
guess. Yeah.
Yes, and all of you know this. Hilda is a key figure in Cryptid Creeks. Every player is assumed to know who Hilda is. There is even a move called the Hilda move, where you can recall a story that little old lady Hilda, Aunt Hilda as she's known, would tell stories. She used to live in town, and not too long ago she kind of left and was threatening to put herself in a retirement home, and she kind of left. She's gone somewhere, and nobody's too sure where. She didn't seem... She was really friendly. She was really nice. She got along with everybody and took care of herself. She lived on her own, but she was prone to these really outlandish stories. She was prone to telling supernatural tales that some people just... It was a bit much for them. And so she wasn't taken seriously, and she left, and nobody's entirely sure where she's gone. You can recall a story that Hilda told you to try and get some hint. She would talk about curses and the supernatural. So the Hilda move itself, you can use a Hilda move to... One of you can ask, do you remember Aunt Hilda's story? You gather the crew and use your imagination to describe how your current situation echoes an event from one of Hilda's tales. Doesn't have to be a story you've heard during gameplay, but you create the backstory together. You have to provide the title of the story in question, what similar situation Hilda faced with the curse of 1962, and how she overcame that situation. I think it's something that probably will come into play a little bit earlier, but if you can think of anything applicable now, that would be absolutely fine. What I will say is, as you are bussing tables, there's a lot of gossip. Like, this is a hub, a social hub for the town, and people are a buzz. There is so much going on, people talking about these reports, about the things that they've heard. So that might be a prime place for you to pick up some information, if you are so inclined.
I'd like to try that. I'd like to be
certainly try.
Present a very polite, a very nice, respectful, sympathetic, persona to like try to get people to talk to me, trying to be suave.
Trying to be suave. Is that by chance your highest stat?
That just might be as a negotiator that
min-maxing.
People find it easy to talk to me.
Love it. Okay, go for it. Drop me a roll, 2d6 plus your suave.
Gabby, I believe in you. You're a sponge for information.
Yeah.
That is a total of 12.
Beautiful.
I rolled a 6 and a 4, and I have a +2 to suave.
Fantastic. Okay, so on a 12 plus, that is the best possible triumphant result on a roll like this.
Back, baby.
So you're going to gather a clue, and you're also going to learn something about the peddler. So what I will say is, as you are bussing tables, you're listening in on every conversation that you can, smiling. Like, you're great at this. Like, if anybody was in the market to hire a waitress, you'd be really impressing them right now. If anybody was watching you, they would be really impressed and maybe have some feelings about that. I don't know. But after a while, you're all helping sort this out. You're doing a really great job as a team. You are helping keep the Storms of Brewing going. And the mood starts to shift. People are a lot more relaxed, a lot more happy. Until 3 people enter. And you recognize them as these people who I'm going to try and remember their names. They are the Fortunas. And their exact names are in this document somewhere. Here we go. Max Fortuna, he, him pronouns. And Val Fortuna, he, they pronouns. And you know them as the Fortuna twins. They run the Fortuna Lounge. They come in, it's sort of maybe midday, 1 o'clock, but you know that this is the start of their day. the lounge is like a bar and entertainment, and I think they kind of run late into the night, so they have off schedules. This is basically them coming in to get their morning coffee, and they are complaining just as everybody else is about the things that have been happening at the lounge. And the third person who is with them is their barman, Toby. Now, if Val and Max are the precocious, kind of outgoing, welcoming entertainer types, Toby is a bit more guarded. He's a bit less. For a barman, he's kind of surly, and he's behaving very much that way this morning. So what you learn about them is that the actual clue that you can gain is that their alcohol deliveries have been disrupted. This is as close as you've heard of anything actually being taken or changed. Things have been moved around. They've had to work really hard so far this morning just to find all of the bottles and stock they're going to need to open tonight. So the tone of their conversation is very complainy. And
I'm so sorry to hear that.
oh, Gabby, hello. What are you doing here?
I'm just helping out, and everyone's having a rough time. And when my friend sees that I'm having a rough time, they put a little bit of extra cinnamon on top. So here.
How did you know? That's my favorite. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's all a bit wild, isn't it? It's happening to everybody across town.
But I think yours is a bit graver somehow. There might be
Really?
there might be a crime involved.
Well, yeah, I think they're all crimes. Breaking and entering is definitely a crime, but messing with a man's rum, that shouldn't be allowed.
Maybe you have a market for mocktails, but still, that shouldn't have happened to you. And
yeah, the brother pipes up like, "That's not allowed, brother. That is definitely not. There is a law against that for sure. It's not allowed." All right, well, yeah, well, it should be more heavily enforced, and there should be really strict punishments that a man should be able to do about himself. That's my rum, you know.
Is this Jack Sparrow?
Listen, I have one accent that I go to for barman, okay, and it's Jack Sparrow. Okay, you got me.
I love it.
And throughout all of this, Toby is very quiet and very guarded and kind of not meeting people's eyes. And the thing that you'll learn, it's indirect, but you'll notice that his hand keeps dipping into, like, he's wearing an overcoat. It's summer, but he's wearing like a light kind of overcoat, trench coat, and his hand keeps dipping into the pocket, and he keeps touching something in there and then taking his hand away. But then 30 seconds later, his hand will go back to the pocket again, as if to check that it's still there.
Can I hang up your coat for you?
No, I'm a bit chilly, thank you. I'm just going to take this to go. Thank you.
I'll get you an extra sleeve and lid right away. One moment, please.
Thanks very much.
I guess Cap is around.
Cap has been kind of like glancing up at you this entire time, just like, oh my god, okay, she's good. What? Oh my god, what? Who's talking? Hey, what? Hey, hello.
Hello.
You're doing a really good job out there. It's really cool. Thank you. Do you want a job now? Do you want a job?
No, I just learned from what you're doing and all the things you've done for me. And
oh, what do you do you need anything?
Sleeve, lid. Well, the Fortuna siblings over there were mentioning that something may have actually been stolen. And I think that's the first I've heard about it, that their alcohol shipment was disrupted.
Okay, that's interesting. What you would probably know more about this than me, but like, what would you need alcohol for? You know, other than drinking it, maybe. That's what people do with it.
I think Newt would have a lot of ideas on the application and tonics and things like that. But I thought it was pretty warm today, and I'm curious.
Yeah. I'm really hot in here. What?
You are, yeah.
Yeah.
Is he doing it again? Look, and I try to point at Toby's side arm.
Yeah, I'll look over.
As you watch, his hand does indeed dip into his pocket, and he actually just scoops up one of the coffees that you've put down for Val and Max and just says, I'll catch you later. And he turns and walks out of the coffee shop.
What if
We follow him. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
What you know the little friend that Flame has? What if
Yeah.
they're not the only one that has a friend like that?
Maybe there are more mixed pepperonis around here. How many mixed pepperonis are there in this town? And why don't
Probably a
I have
pizza's worth.
one? Yeah. Like a topping's worth.
I'll be your
Okay.
mixed pepperoni. Should we go follow them?
I don't know what that means, but okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mom, Dad, are we like good? Do you think are you back on top of things?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's really helpful to have you here. If I could keep you for just a couple more hours, that would be great. But
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I'll stay.
Oh,
Maybe.
we can tell the two outside to go follow
Yeah. We'll
them.
tell. We'll tell Flame
they're good to go. That's great.
I will stay and help, but I will tell the other two.
Cool.
That's a choice.
I'm here for drama. I'm gonna make some drama.
We gotta stir things up.
So I go outside and lure dump to Flame and Newt what transpired.
Listen, I know that we've established that the crabs are the trustworthy ones here. I mean, I guess Newt, we're gonna have to channel some crab energy. Are you good to go? And we'll like look at Newt's hands that are probably dirty and gesture for her to like hold them out so I can spray them off real quick before we go sneaking.
No, I was gonna test the pH of the soil.
You can
Dude,
see
we're
me
on
through
a
the
time
window and I'm like,
crunch.
go.
Aye, Captain.
The
And
jogging
remember,
training
if
that
you
Cap
could,
has
like,
been putting us
try
through
to
is
be
gonna pay
sneaky.
off.
Yeah.
Jogging training.
If you could be like a little sneaky about it, and our phones are on vibrate, so if there's something you really need us to run after, we'll do our best. But we're here for maybe another hour.
Let's go.
Perfect.
Let's
Perfect
go.
stuff. All right. Yeah, okay, so let's have you do a different kind of roll for this. Let's just see how well this goes. I mean, it's pretty obvious where he's going. He's heading to the Fortuna Lounge because that's where he works and that's what his job is, to go and get it set up, in much the same way that you all have been trying to get the coffee shop going. He's going to have a job on his hands. So, if you are trying to stealthily follow Toby, Gask's face says it all. I would say the catch-all move, and I lied earlier, this is probably the move you're going to use the most because this is the catch-all. You're doing something risky or pushing yourself. So we're going to use the scout move. Oh, you get to describe what worries you most about what will happen if you fail. Hand me those sweet, sweet knives.
Ooh.
And then you're going to roll the appropriate strength. Your navigator actually has final say on what strength is used here, but I'm going to try and be nice about it. So the two of you, I'd like you both to make rolls in a sort of group check kind of way, and you can use different strengths if you think you can make it apply.
Hey.
Okay. Do we have to say
Hey,
what
dude.
worries us now, or
Yes,
after?
please. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Tell me worries.
What's the worst thing I could do to you
Tell
right
me your
now?
deepest fears.
Yeah.
I think
Or
Newt's just
stink.
worried about getting caught by an adult, because if she gets another like note back to her parents about this sturdy child was following me talking about samples.
Hose down so quick, you know.
Yeah, she's gonna get her bi-monthly hosing
get
a lot earlier.
Would dirt under your feet like dampen your approach?
Maybe.
Mm.
I'm wearing shoes.
So?
Dirt caked under the soles of your
Okay,
shoes.
yeah, sure. You just said under my feet.
You were a hobbit that didn't wear shoes.
Oh, gosh.
If only this fantastic channel would play games with hobbits.
Check out Goes Around These Worlds now. Mo, what is the worst thing that could happen to Flame right now?
You really want a knife, Darcy?
I mean, I've already done something pretty bad to you this session.
More.
I feel like this is the episode where I'm gonna let you kill me a little. Okay, so use knives.
Nice.
Anyway, okay. I would like to say my hoodie is designed for Newt against Flame's better judgment to be able to like climb up inside and like piggyback like while like inside it. It's like a huge like oversized hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say if we fail, my hoodie probably rips.
That's beautifully honest of you.
No.
Fantastic.
Don't do this.
All right,
Reconsider.
then. My two hobbit children in a trench coat, in a hoodie. Could you both roll? What are you thinking? What do you think is your best stat for this? To be
Smart.
stealthy. Make the argument. Convince me.
Because I just got an eyelash off my eye and I blew it away and wished that you would make the roll smart.
I am subject to the laws of eyelashes.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I'm gonna argue cool for myself because I'm trying to act like just one kid instead of two.
It's super cool.
One
Yeah.
kid in a trench coat, not two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will also make the argument for cool as a compromise if you're not taking my eyelash thing.
All right.
That since I just have to stay still right now, it's all just about keeping cool and not like, making a ruckus.
I'll say looking. I will accept those. I want to put. I know you're both real good at sporty. Reading them as written, sporty is probably the one involving dexterity. Is what that
Now,
is for.
here's the thing, Darcy. You know how I was like, go, and I was like, really like egging them on. Do you think maybe I could, if anyone fails, I could have them re-roll just a support?
Maybe
Maybe
that's something that they could take into consideration.
Maybe.
Why is that a thing that you can do, Liv? How can you make them re-roll?
Well, as a natural athlete, the skipper is able to help out a fellow scout if they would fail an athletic roll, and they can re-roll one die, because I'm supporting them, and so that's why Cap was like, "Go, you got this."
So
Cap, do you secure us together with athletic bands?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Athletic bands, or like the thing that you see where like toddlers are like, hooked up to like their dad at like
Leashes?
Disneyland. Yeah.
Baby Bjorn?
Yeah. All of the above.
For full transparency, I was a baby who had to be leashed.
Same!
God.
If you
I
can
believe
believe
that.
it.
I absolutely
God.
believe both of those.
There's got to be like a
tidbits.
correlation to that, and like something else, just like being an RPG player or something. Like, yeah.
I did that okay. I have a
Being a
master's
theater
in
game.
science. I was leashed as a baby.
All
Leash
right.
your children.
I will allow a cool roll, or I will allow a sporty roll, especially given that you've got the opportunity to re-roll that. I'll leave it up to you.
But we only potentially get the re-roll if we do sporty.
Yes. Because that is captain. That's the skipper's badge.
Yeah.
That's the one Cap
Okay.
shows.
And that is one re-roll between the two of us?
I'll let both of you re-roll.
I'm a roll sporty then. It's either a +1 or a
let's go
-1. I'll roll the
sporty.
dice on it. Literally.
You've convinced us.
Get risky, guys.
God.
Let's get
Teamwork, you guys.
We're so risky.
I'm nervous.
Uh-oh.
I'm nervous.
Gask immediately regrets that.
You can re-roll one of the dice. One of them.
One of them?
One die.
One.
Well,
Okay,
it was a 2 and a 3, so
Maybe re-roll the two.
Roll the 2, I would say.
it
Yeah.
turned into a 2 again.
No!
Okay. 4.
Sometimes fate can't be cheated. So
Mo,
that's
I rolled a 6 and a 1, so I'm gonna re-roll the 1.
Re-roll that
Oh,
one.
okay.
Yeah.
Worst case, it's just another 1.
You see, like,
So-
you see an image of Cap just like floating in the air ahead of you, like, remember to clench.
No, wait! Because I rolled a 6!
There you go. Right, so, Gask, what was your total? A total of 4. Okay, I love it. And Mo, what was your total?
11.
But you got like a critical success, right? 2 6s?
Yeah, but then the -1 because my sporty is crap.
Not a thing, I'm afraid. Critical success, not a thing in Cryptid Creeks. Remember what we said. Sometimes it's more fun when you fail. So one of you gets a -6, which you just fail. But one of you achieves what you intended. Now, how on earth? Why have I made this rod for my back? How on earth is this going to play out?
And you're on top of each other underneath a single.
Uh-huh.
Who's the top and who's the bottom?
Oh,
I assume that.
Siblings.
Newt is definitely on the piggyback. What I propose is that Newt falls
Falls
out
off.
of
Yeah.
falls
Yes.
off and Flame doesn't
Notice.
Oh my god, that person got bent at a 90-degree angle. Ah.
Yeah. Perfect. So yes, Flame, you managed to stay hidden. You are one with the hoodie. You understand the shadows and the darkness and the depths, and you are able to stay hidden. Unfortunately, Newt does fall, and as Newt does with everything, it is done with noise and dirt and
Screams.
screams and mud.
Yeah.
You managed to keep going, and you managed to duck into like a shop doorway, and just abandon your sister.
Yeah.
But
Oh no!
not completely. So Toby hears this noise, like you're pretty close up behind him. You've done really well up until this point, staying on his tail. But he turns and looks and says, "Are you okay?" And his hand immediately goes to the pocket and stays there this time.
So am I hidden? And
He can't see you, but Newt can.
I have been looking at the shop front potted plants for holes.
Good. Is that fun for you?
Yeah, it's just very obviously dirt, covered in dirt.
Great. Keep it up, buddy.
Keep it up. I'll see you around, pal.
Alrighty.
Alrighty.
Hand is still like clenching whatever it is in his pocket, and he turns and walks a little faster than he was before, back to the Fortuna Lounge.
can I use my cryptid compass?
Ooh, what is that?
You are able to identify the exact location of Eries within your
I love it.
vicinity.
Yes.
I love it.
Are there any
Did you roll
crowds?
for it? Do you roll for it, or is it just
It says
it
add
just
plus
works?
1 to dice rolls when using the Eerie move.
okay?
So I guess like if there are Eries around, I get a +1 to like if I'm using anything with that question mark.
Okay, you would have to make an area roll to get the +1. I guess you could just reach out to any Eries in the immediate vicinity. If you drop us a very quick Eerie roll with attuned.
Hmm?
Yeah. Let's see.
What? Oh no.
So you know how I just rolled really well.
Yeah.
Let's take that
Yeah.
into account. Because I
Okay.
got a 4 and a 2. So it's a 6, so it's an 8 total.
8 total.
Yeah.
Something goes awry. Like your group with these Eries is not. It's been a stressful day, or your friends are having a stressful day.
We're really
Goes
a
awry,
mess.
they do something unexpected. So you're in touch with Eries. You're able to commune with them. You're able to see them, and you know that they're kind of everywhere. They're nature spirits, right? They're part of Clawfoot Creek. And you reach out to them, and you don't feel any nearby at the moment. For whatever reason, this is not a place that they feel connected to or that they want to be.
Gotcha.
So you have something of a lead, maybe a potential suspect. There's definitely something odd going on with Toby. But for today, you wrap up your work at the Storms of Bruin, and you head back to the clubhouse. Like Aspen's parents are incredibly grateful. They slip each of you like a nice crisp 20 and like thank you so much and free coffee for the rest of the summer holidays.
Woo!
But Aspen, you already get free coffee. You work here.
Woo! Double free coffee.
So what I would like us to do at the end of a session, normally we're kind of breaking this into 2-hour sessions, 2-hour sessions, but I would like us for curse clock purposes and showing off the mechanics purposes to go ahead and go back to the clubhouse and do what is called a clubhouse end. So you all reconvene and I struggle to find the part of the rules where this is described. Control
Does Cap
F.
get new beans to take back to the clubhouse?
Yeah, I think so. Right, that's the very least that my parents could do, right? You know.
Were they the loose ground beans?
Yeah, I feel like I tell my mum what happened, and like we both have like you see like us through like the back window, like that leads out to the back, and like you don't hear the conversation, but you just hear like see Aspen be like, and then this happened, and then her mum's like, no, and then they like yeah, and then they have a hug and they cry a little bit because apparently they both share this weird coffee tray.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden her mum brings out like a bag of like pristine beans, and then Aspen's like and then they hug again, and then she comes back out.
The bond that a mother and a daughter has over coffee. I love it.
Yeah. Thank you, Mom.
So thank you for these gifts. So on your return to the clubhouse, typically, so you actually, as you approach the clubhouse, as you return at the end of the day, you can all kind of make out the image of the Watcher. They are still in the river, but they've kind of come a bit closer to the clubhouse, and they kind of look up expectantly at your approach. And the purpose of the clubhouse end is to recount your deeds before the Watcher, to basically report into Charlie. And you can spend any XP and advance if needs be. I don't think you've got there yet. And you can clear misfortunes.
So XP is only gained for failures,
In a
not
row.
7 to 9s.
I believe so, yes. I'm just double checking the exact time. So some of you should have gained some XP.
Yahoo!
It's me. Yeah, and I'll clear my misfortune, I suppose.
I believe you can. Let me find out exactly how many you can clear. Okay, so
some TLC. Some self-care.
Oh, we've got XP is earned whenever you mark milestones. So at the end of that, we'll call that a mini session. You get to mark some milestones. So in recounting your deeds before the Watcher will ask, did you uphold the River Scout promise? If anybody can remember exactly what that was.
There's a I'm just like talking to the Watcher, like there's so many
yeah, we did so much
promises to make.
Did you keep teamwork in mind? Did you let other ideas be explored? Did you not accept any form of discrimination? Did we respect safety tools? Did you pay attention to your navigator? And were you honest about your dice rolls? If you can say yes to any of those, then you have upheld the River Scout promise.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So everyone can mark. It's under milestones.
Milestones.
If you add, so that's 1 XP for upholding the River Scout promise. Well done. Did you encounter the curse? I would say so.
Yeah.
The
effects of the curse.
Yeah, very much so. Did you discover 2 or more clues? I think you only got 1 this session.
Yeah.
So not there, I'm afraid. Did you form any new connections? And I'll let you loosely interpret the word connections.
The Fortuna brothers? Mayor Silverwood?
Yeah, I feel like the group bonded with my parents a bit more. You know,
yeah, very much so. Yeah, okay.
I had a real bonding moment with Pocket Guy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mixed salami was also a connection we did.
Yeah,
That is a lifelong connection, I hope, for all of your sakes. And did you learn about the peddler?
Got close, but I don't think so.
Not quite. So, if you answered yes to any of those, you earned an XP. Has anybody reached 5 XP?
Not
got 3.
3?
Maybe I'll have 3. Yeah.
Perfect. Beautiful.
3. Unless you failed.
I
then
got
you got
4.
You got 4? Excellent. Still not 5. All right.
Gotta do more rolls.
You gotta fail more. You gotta keep upholding that scout promise.
Yeah.
That's 6 opportunities in every session to earn XP. So I think 3 and 4 is pretty good, and then maybe you'll advance next time. So, what was the last thing? And you can clear misfortunes. Let's double check about clearing misfortunes.
Yeah.
They just are cleared by returning to the clubhouse.
We're fortunate to
You're
be
just
in our clubhouse.
See, that's why I can lay them thick upon you, because just at the end of every session, you go back and you're all gone.
Oh, fine.
Gonna have to try a little bit harder. So, challenge accepted. So at the end of a long, strange day, you all head back home. And I don't know, maybe you talk on your walkie-talkies overnight and make a plan for what you're going to do the next day.
Mhm.
But the next day comes, and at this stage, the way that we are pacing it in this little one shot, the curse clock is going to tick forward.
Oh.
So we
I
are
get
now
to
at.
change it.
You get to change the pretty graphic.
Ooh.
Things get a little more serious, says Phase 2. And we're going to find out as you head back out into Clawfoot Creek exactly what that looks like. Would we like to take a little 5-minute break before we get on to that?
Sure.
Cool.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
let's do that. Let's everybody stretch and hydrate and all those cool things. And we'll be back in 5.
Thanks for
Alright.
watching so far.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Bye.
Hi, welcome back. We've had a quick break. We've cooled down. We've talked about who's romancing who in Baldur's Gate 3. And we're ready to, I guess, get back to this.
Shadowheart, my beloved.
That'll be the Patreon content, okay? That'll be the extras. Stretch goal. Rich, add it as a stretch goal. No. So you have spent one day investigating the curse, and you awaken for a second day. You all gather at the clubhouse, and you get to make a plan of attack for today. As you awaken, as you go through your routine of honk and picking each other up and driving along to the clubhouse, it's a bit of a foggy morning, which is not super unusual for being on the creek. Like, you're subject to that river weather. It's a little bit unusual for this stage of the summer, but it clears up pretty quickly. It's just odd. But you arrive back at the clubhouse and you can make a plan of attack. So where would you like to go? How would you like to investigate the curse today? And have you tidied up the clubhouse? Because I can't help but notice that you didn't do that before you left yesterday.
There was a
Gabby
lot
sure
to do.
would have.
Define tidy.
Listen, Newt.
Everything's back in a jar.
A jar. The correct jar? Maybe not.
I don't know.
Are some things sharing a jar?
Yeah, because some of the jars broke, and now it's a new experiment.
Oh no. I tidy up my coffee grounds and stuff and help out where I can. Yeah.
Yeah, we're 100% tidying.
Mhm.
Forgiven values of tidy. I get it.
Mhm.
All right. So where would you like to go today?
Mayor Silverwood did mention the librarian as being a clue. And when I asked about Hilda, people said that they left town. They don't know where to find them.
So did they
we
leave
should
town
probably
or?
go.
Sorry, Newt. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying we should probably go to the person that we actually know where they are if we got
That's
2
good.
leads.
That's good. Did you find anything out about the trench coat person? Did that?
They're willing to overlook digging through flower pots.
Shh, Newt. Shh.
Yeah, what, Misha? You abandoned me.
What happened out there?
We did not get caught. Wink.
Okay. Did you just wink at me? What are you telling me? Please speak to
Why
me.
are you winking at Kat?
Communication. What's happening?
I got
I like
Flame.
you. What?
I look around at to say who Quill said that to, and I don't figure it out. Okay. Whatever happened, that's between you two, but I guess the only lead we have is the library. So should we head to the library and I'll turn on my fog lights because this is really weird. So
Yeah, that's kind of necessary.
Yeah.
It probably burns off by the time you reach the library, but for sure as you're driving.
Cool.
It's weird. No, go on.
I'm so sorry. When we go outside, first of all, is there anything in the river? And second of all, Hawkins would have left a trail of coffee beans to lure Ghost home. Are any missing?
Let's say, okay, so yeah, let's answer in the positive to both of those things. The Watcher is still there, still lurking in the river, hasn't really come any closer, and is only really visible to you, Flame. The others of
Okay.
you can kind of catch that hint of that ethereal, maybe kind of partly there shimmer, and maybe a hint of a tentacle if you really look closely. But yeah, Hawkins is really aware that the Watcher is there watching. And we'll say that when you return this morning of the second day, Ghost has returned as well. All the coffee beans are gone, and Ghost is just like zipping around the clubhouse. That's far too much caffeine for an Eerie.
As am I, because I definitely went along and picked up some of them and ate them. So yeah, wow, yeah.
Really, really upset to find that they weren't the chocolate covered kind, but we're like, whatever.
That's
Coffee
it.
bean's a coffee bean.
Did Toby also have a friend like yours, Flame?
We didn't actually get that far. We
Oh.
didn't get actually to see what was in the pocket. I'm so sorry. We tried. Our plan failed. We need to work on a more secure, like, bear hug from behind, Newt. We can do this. I believe in us.
I
just
can't
gotta
bear
really-
hug that long. My arms are noodles.
Embrace the koala, Newt. I'm telling you, it'll be fine.
Hugging shouldn't be so bad. And Quill just kind of like walks up to Cap. Is like,
Oh right, yeah, no. They hold each
You-
other for way too long.
Wow. You did sort of ascertain, Hawkins, that there wasn't an Eerie within like 10 meters of you.
Oh, that's right, because I did the check. I
Yeah.
did a check.
You
Cool.
did. You played the game correctly.
Wow. So yeah, to answer your question, Quill, no, I did not sense any small friends, unfortunately. So I don't think it's that. It's something still worth keeping hidden, though.
interesting.
Should we get some books or something at the library?
That means I have
Yeah,
to
Quill,
let
you're
go,
really
right?
good at those.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
I guess
yes,
we'll have
we're still hugging. Yep.
Carry her to the car. So you get in the truck in whatever amalgamation that may be, and you drive to the Clawfoot Library. As I say, there is that sort of fog, that mist lingering low down, and as you drive, you get the weird sensation that you're passing people by. There are kind of figures in the fog, but they never resolve themselves into clear images of people. You're not sure who it is you're passing. It feels
Gotta
kind
ignore
of
that.
feels kind of weird, but it's morning. It's Clawfoot Creek. It's a morning kind of place. The fishers have to work. The dock workers have to work. Everybody's got to get their coffee. But yeah, you make your way to Clawfoot Library. It's a lovely, quaint, like just your typical village town library. And the librarian there is Clara Hoffman. She's elderly. She's probably approaching retirement, but she's been a librarian for as long as you've all lived here, and you know that she loves this job. She loves Clawfoot, and she's made it her particular mission to really cultivate and curate the history of the town and make sure that that is preserved. And she tries to make it fun in that way that teachers think that they're cool and fun. It's not really, but certain people who are into that kind of thing, Gabby,
Clara is so cool and fun.
think that she's really cool and fun.
Is
So as you arrive, she looks up and says, children, good morning.
Hello,
What can I
Mrs.
do for you?"
Hoffman.
Hello,
Hello.
Clara, Aspen. How are you? How's your father and mother keeping?
Yeah, good. Well, apart from all of the stuff that happened yesterday with the break-in, and then our coffee shop was kind of ransacked, but that's fine.
Yeah, that happened everywhere. We weren't spared, unfortunately, but I'm sorry to
no.
hear that I hope business was okay and they recovered.
Actually, weirdly, was better because of it, which I don't understand, but I don't know economics, so
That's not economics, I believe. That's just small town gossip.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
I don't know that either. So
Newt, are you okay back there?
Yeah, am I allowed in this time?
Show me your hands, please.
I mean, I just so you know, we did a good hose down before we came here. We were at the clubhouse and we got the hose and right on.
Just don't touch too many things, okay?
Mm.
Thank you.
Clara.
Hello,
so,
Gabby.
Hi. Apparently, something like this has happened in town before. Something unusual. back in 1962. Would you be familiar with that sort of town history?
62. Well, I was around, certainly, but I was only a young'un. Something unusual in what kind of way?
Any like little guys around?
Little guys.
Like little guys, like kind of like little crab guys, or like something like that, or like
Are you looking
Big-
for information about crabs?
no, maybe no. Anything unusual, anything kind of like otherworldly.
In
You
this
know?
town specifically.
Ah, haha, yes, okay. Well, that takes me back. Yeah, Hilda used to talk about curses and that kind of. I mean, you all know Hilda. You've all heard the stories. Yeah,
Heard off.
1962 rings a bell. I knew Hilda best in the 60s. We were a couple of years apart, but we were both river scouts. Hilda was a big river scout. She was really into it. A lot of her stories come from times on the river. I'm sure you must have heard them.
A couple of them.
Yeah.
Did you believe Hilda?
At the time, as a child, maybe somebody slightly older telling you fantastical tales about the adventures they've been on. It hung on her every word, but she was just a storyteller, but a great storyteller.
Clara, what was your alias?
Now I haven't thought about that in a long time.
Was it bookworm?
It may have been something slightly derogatory, but I wore it as a badge of honor.
Oh, like bad? Like really bad? Is bookworm really derogatory? Is that bad?
It was probably intended that way, but
Oh, I mean, I think it's cool if you can kind of like you're able to focus on a book long enough to read it, because I that's hard for me.
I appreciate that, but I appreciate the effort you put on.
Yeah.
And look, joke's on them. I have my own library now.
Yeah.
So you want to look in the archives for curses, supernatural,
Yeah.
that kind of thing?
Anything, maybe something that Hilda take anything out that year?
I don't believe that I wasn't the librarian at the time, you see,
Yeah,
so
that's
I
true,
don't
yeah.
know. But I haven't spoken to her in a long time.
Do you have her contact information?
Yeah, do you know where she is?
Maybe I do. Maybe I can tell you where to find her, but I'd have to know that you're doing it for the right reasons. She wanted some solitude, but maybe she'd be interested to hear what you have to say.
Well, I mean, as a fellow former river scout, you know that we uphold all of the rules, and we try to, make sure we do the right thing all the time. So I hope you can trust that we will do our best to do that.
I don't think any of you have ever proven yourself to be anything other than trustworthy. I tell you what, you go and do your research, see what you can dig up, bring it back to me, and we'll see. And maybe if I deem it worthy of Hilda's attentions, I can point you in her direction.
Thank you, Clara.
Oh, a challenge. I like that. Cool.
Yes, an educational challenge, and I hope that you will rise to the purpose.
I love those.
I like challenges.
You like winning.
Yeah.
At that, are Aspen and Gabby like racing towards the archive stuff? Because that sounded like super. Because while you guys do that, Hawkins is gonna like side-eye Newt for a second and like hold out a hand, and Newt, I think you would know what to give them. And Hawkins will like give a knowing look to Clara, right? All right, I see what's going on here. This is a bribe situation. Well, I've got just the thing. And you see Hawkins like holds out a fist and will drop a single windowsill raisin on the counter and then head off after the other two.
Wink.
All right.
Love to
What are you focusing your research on? What move do you think you're going to roll, and what strength are you going to use to do it?
I'll leave that to Gabby.
To the bookworm.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's actually a different skill set for looking something up like that. Well, Clara did mention specifically looking up myth, folklore, curses. You know what? Why not take that subtle hint? And if that is what indeed we're doing, I feel that would be slightly more akin to something like attuned.
Ooh, interesting. Interesting play. Felt sure you were going to go for smart.
I thought so too, but the looking at the negotiators' stats, not that great and smart.
Okay, great. All right. Yeah, no, I appreciate that bent. That doesn't sound like you're trying to you're not taking the mickey. I'll go with that. So yeah, you dive into the archives, and the pair of you occasionally share a book and peer over each other's shoulder, and you get quite into it. Go ahead and give me an attune roll.
Get the pre-rolled dice. Yes.
Cool. This is a curse move for sure, being rolled with attune.
Ooh.
You are definitely investigating the curse. Oh, is that a happy face or a sad face?
I'm never going to get XP, which is kind of unfortunate.
Oh
but,
no!
I rolled a total 11.
11? Oh my goodness! Right, the power of you two. Perfect.
I hold up the book and you're reading it, and my arms are around you.
It's like Ghost, but you're reading books.
What are books?
All right, perfect. So you probably already know the majority of this background is that some of the most interesting, especially the stuff that Clara is able to get the kids interested in, the most interesting part of the history of Clawfoot is its piratical history. This was a place where you're not too far from the sea, and this river has quite a wide outlet, and so a lot of pirate ships would locate themselves in this area, especially if they were on the run, they were hiding, they had something to smuggle or offload. Clawfoot Creek saw quite a bit of pirate action. But what you find specifically is that there is a lot of, it's very much known as kind of a smuggler's paradise, and there are a lot of rumors and myths about treasure that has been buried here, stored here, and forgotten. And so there are lots of books about from local historians about where so-and-so treasure could be located. And even occasionally some of them might have a map or two. But what you find is, in some specific books that are very much, the history of the treasure of the Sierra Madre, not the Sierra Madre, but the creaky clawfish, captained by Captain Jim Eagle. In the listing, in the contents page, it says there's a map on page 146. But you get there, and that page has been torn out of this book.
Yeah, that checks out.
And you
when
think,
was this book last borrowed?
A long time ago.
Does it say by whom?
Not on the
card.
Not just on the stamp card. I shouldn't make motions like that. But Clara might have more information about it. Or it might just be that somebody has just done this as the book was on the shelf. It looks like a rush job, like the edges are ragged.
Quill. Still arms around, like reading it over your shoulder.
So
think... I don't think
the other
know.
two are just sat there, just like, should we be watching this?
I don't think either of them know it's weird.
It's too busy looking up minerals that are edible.
Hawkins is trying to like. Their hands are when they're side by side. Their hands are like this, and Hawkins is like, and like Samantha could not be bothered. Like,
ooh, basalt.
Oh, what a treasure. Do you think that because the person you were talking to, the Fortuna
and
twins?
Toby, yeah,
and Toby, and they mentioned like like rum,
Rum.
right? Rum.
Rum.
And this is talking about like a bunch of pirates, and like I don't know if this is a stereotype, so if I'm stereotyping, please correct me, but like pirates love rum, right?
And it's missing.
Yeah, the rum's gone.
Their alcohol shipment is missing.
Where's the rum gone? Is my question. Like all I'm saying is, and I'm not saying that anything weird is going on, because like I say, I think this is just like a big prank. But like if it weren't, and there were some like pirates going around, yeah, and they were like, oh, time to wet my whistle, and they were looking for rum. Like, what does that? Is that a thing that could possibly happen? Because like that'd be wild. But
Well, I think you're onto something. Maybe they were looking for some treasure. Someone was looking for treasure, and maybe they didn't find anything, and they got close and they happened to see rum, because there would have be alcohol in other places they could have looked.
yeah, I guess so. But they rummaged through like so many places in the creek, you know. So like,
And they stuck on the rum, like you said.
yeah. So that's interesting. I don't know, but also the treasure is interesting. Unless the treasure is rum, I don't know where the hierarchy of like, you know, rum falls on the radar of the pirates. Like, is that the ultimate treasure? You know, I don't know, but
I wonder. Too bad there's no way to tell when this was ripped out.
no. Newt.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about like pirates that were here like years ago? Do you know anything about pirates?
Do I know anything about pirates?
Do you know anything about pirates?
Do you know anything about pirates?
How much time would you have spent learning about local history? How old were you when Pirates of the Caribbean came out on DVD?
I feel like Newt would be fascinated by pirates if the town had a history of them and taught about it, because like they're just nasty sea boys.
Yeah, the stinkiest of sea boys.
They're
Yeah.
stinky sea boys. Newt would love to live like that, but except there's no mug, but they're still stinky sea boys.
Yeah, that one time that she had scurvy, people didn't think that was a good thing for whatever reason. It's strange.
I mean, all the barnacles that their ships carry.
Exactly. And oh, the dysentery.
Oh, the dysentery.
Newt 1000% has a secret barnacle farm under where our boat docks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like, Newt, those aren't supposed to have those. Please, it's bad for the boat.
Also, if there was anything about cursed artifacts, that would be very fascinating.
These are some really interesting theories. Do you think something like this would get not just Clara but Hilda interested? It's a story for sure.
Yeah. What if Hilda's the one who ripped out this page in the book? What if that's the thing?
Scouts wouldn't do that.
No, I would hope so. But what if it was like an emergency? You know? Yeah. Because like I mean, unless there's like is it one of the rules that we're not supposed to like damage books specifically? Because I didn't read that one. Not that I've damaged the book, but it's good to know them.
If there's any, look at the rest of the table. If there's an emergency, take the whole book with you, and then we can return it without damaging the book's contents.
Okay, cool.
You should be in addition to our scout rules.
Yeah, no, we could just like add that on probably. Yeah.
Okay.
As you're having this conversation, I think probably Hawkins would feel it first, but you all begin to get that tingle on the back of your neck, that sixth sense that somebody's watching you. And you look around and the only other person you can see in the library is Clara. But even as you look around, the feeling intensifies. It's a little bit unsettling.
Can I look up anything?
Clara?
Oh,
Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just gonna ask, can I look up anything on cursed artifacts?
Please do. What moves do
I've
you
only
reckon?
known ones that like turn you into newts, hence the nickname.
Mhm.
Because that was a dream of mine.
To be
And a
a
curse of the dream.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why your nickname, because we saw you carrying around so many newt books, and we were like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Newt.
I tell you what, let's try and make this a little bit interesting. We've got about 5 minutes left.
Okay.
Do you think you could pull together, Newt, a Hilda move for this specific scenario?
Mm.
Can you think of a story that Aunt Hilda once told where she mentioned a curse that had to do with pirates or some supernatural situation that had to do with pirates and how it might be able to help you?
Okay. So, pirates, cursed artifacts, Hilda telling Newt.
So you need to come up with a title to the story, a similar situation that Hilda faced when she faced the curse of 1962, and how she overcame the situation.
How much do I get to make up, though?
All of it.
All of
It's
it?
a game of the imagination to make it all up.
Okay,
You're
so
the
I can
navigator
like
now.
describe the artifact and what it looks like and everything.
You can do, but I'll say that the curse of 1962 is different. It's not.
Okay.
There was no story that she told where it was like, and pirates started rummaging
Mhm.
through the town and stealing rum.
Mhm.
But she might have encountered something similar.
Okay.
And everybody can chip in on this, I think. I don't
Yeah,
think
I
Gask just has to
think-
be on the spot.
Yeah, I think it starts where she's walking the docks on a foggy day like today. And she looks out to the sea and sees the silhouette of what she thinks looks like a huge pirate ship. How do we get the artifact part? Now, how do we add 2 and 2 together there?
What if like the ship docks and like they start like unloading everything from the ship, but like they don't see or hear Hilda like at all, and then just kind of like they're just going about their business, and they like take out like a huge like trunk, which perhaps has something of value in it, maybe some kind of artifact. I don't know.
Yeah, very eerily silent. A big trunk, like a very classic treasure chest, kind
Yeah.
of. The wooden treasure chest.
If the troubles in the town started with an inconvenience, like everything being ransacked, I imagine that this trunk is heavy, makes a lot of noise when it's dropped. What if the first part of the curse is this loud bang happening all around the town? Everyone's like, oh no, my refrigerator went out. Oh no, a door got slammed, but nothing was moved. It's just these audible annoyances that no one can understand. But it's actually the sound of the chest being dropped over and over.
Yeah,
and
as
over.
soon as the chest touched land, that's when things started to go awry. Like lights flickering, things like that.
And oh yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, because I think this is my piece. Could the Eries potentially be parrots?
Fun.
Yes. Teeny tiny parrots or regular
Little
sized
baby
parrots?
parrots.
Oh. And
So,
in terms
like,
of like, oh, go ahead, Gask. Go.
I was gonna say that you hear like these parrots squawking in like voices of people that you know, but obviously they couldn't know because they've just arrived in town.
Ooh, spooky.
Chills.
And like Hilda hears someone that she knows, but like hasn't like spoken to for a long time, or maybe who she lost tragically. Maybe.
So the beginnings of the curse back in the 1960s were mainly auditory ones.
Yeah. And the way Hilda got over that or surmounted it was that she spoke up, because if it was auditory, maybe she just like called out to them and then finally got their attention, and then maybe they disappeared.
I would go with that.
And when the ship sailed away with the artifact and the lighthouse light hit them, there was nothing to be seen.
Dust in the
Is
campfire.
Hilda alone so that Hilda can't hear the voices anymore?
Oh, that's sad.
What's it
So-
called?
Yeah, what is the title of the story that Hilda would tell?
The ignorant crew.
The curse of, or the something curse is normally how they grow.
Okay, the
The
curse of
the
ignorance.
chatty crew.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good.
All right.
Yeah.
So, by remembering Hilda's story, you get to pocket a 12 plus result for any relevant roll that you make in the future. Bank
Oh,
that.
next time I gotta do a
Bank that.
sporty baby.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be relevant, maybe it won't. But also, you remember, in collectively pulling this story together, you remember something that maybe individually you may not have been able to. You remember Hilda talking about a figure called the peddler. And she said that the peddler was this mysterious person who arrived in town in 1962. And nobody could exactly agree on how they looked, because every time somebody had an encounter with somebody who they believed was the peddler, they appeared differently. But what they had in common with every encounter is that they were a peddler. They were like a traveling salesman, and they clutched a suitcase full of what they promised would be your heart's greatest desire. And somebody in town was sold this item, and that turned out to be the source of all the trouble. This item possessed the person who it should have been possessed by, and it changed them, and it brought out the worst in them, and it summoned all. Hilda really sold this. This was Hilda's favorite story. It brought all these demonic presences to bear, and it was the source of everything that went wrong in that fall of 1962. And as you recall that, you hear the phone ring. And you all jump just like that. And Clara picks up the phone and says, "Good afternoon, Clawfoot Library. Clara speaking. How can I help you?" "Oh, goodness. Oh, Mabel, I'm so sorry to hear that. Do you know exactly what they took?" "Oh, no." Oh, well, I mean, you've called the police. Okay, yeah, no, I know. Well, gosh, I'll see if I've got any records of it. And she looks up over towards the archives where you're all sitting. She says, "I might know some people who might be able to come and help." Okay, talk to you later. Yes, no, get yourself a cup of tea. Yeah, of course, take it easy. Okay, take care, Mabel, bye. And she hangs up, and she turns to you and she says, "You will have a boat, don't you?"
Yeah.
When you're finished here, I think maybe tomorrow I might ask you to just nip up the river to Stoneswater. That be okay?
Sure.
We're on the case.
Freeze frame, credits roll. All right. So you have 2 clues. You know a little something about the peddler. And you've got a lead to follow. I think that is a wonderful place to, unfortunately, end our first episode. I want to keep going. This has been so
Can
much
you play
fun.
some more?
Wow.
I think we should place. Do you think we should do another episode, Ida?
Yay!
Let's do just that.
Well, if
Thank
Ida
you.
says so.
No, not the captain. You have to say it, and then we'll do it.
Another episode.
Another episode. So if you're on Kickstarter right now, if you scroll down a tiny little bit, you'll find a second episode where we're going to find out what exactly is the dealio with this curse, this item, this peddler. What? And we hope that you'll come and join us. And we hope that you've learned something about the system and are a little bit intrigued. And we'll check it out. If you are on the Kickstarter, please just go and back it as quickly as you can. If you're watching this from one of our socials, please go and check out the Kickstarter. It's going to be a phenomenal game. Hatchling make beautiful books. Sometimes you just want to have a beautiful book on your bookshelf. Hatchling do that for you perfectly. So yeah, we'll wrap this up very briefly. I'll let everybody say a quick goodbye, remind us who they are and what they do, and then we'll see you in the next episode. I'll do the same order. Ida, please.
Hi, I've been Aida. I am a Latina woman based in Europe. I do a lot of TTRPGs. I help run a community called Horde of Tales, which is a EU-UK community. We do cool streams. I help out Roll for Good. We do charity TTRPG streams in the same community. And you find me a lot at Girls Run These Worlds because they are amazing, cool people, award-winning, all the deserves, and you can't get rid of me.
We don't want to. Hi, Mo. Tell us about you quickly.
Hey gang, it's me Mo. I'm the CFO of Girls From These Worlds. Love the channel, love this Kickstarter, love this cast. I've been Hawkins. Hawkins is doing their best, and Ghost is even more so. Thank you
We
for
love
having me, Darcy.
Ghost. Liv, say goodbye.
Hi, bye-bye. I've been Liv. I'm on Twitter. I'm at Does Dark Magic, and you can also find me with the Three Black Halflings podcast, which is award-winning now. Which did the Crit Awards. We did the thing, and then also find me on YouTube.com/Icebreaker, where we just got to 100k subscribers. We just did it. Very
Everyone make it
exciting.
200 right now.
That would be great. Thanks everyone. Thank
Go to the
you.
Kickstarter, get the Kickstarter, and you know what?
Kickstarter,
And then you know
event.
what? Subscribe to Icebreaker.
Why not? Thank you. Thank you so much, Gask. Thank you.
Great segue, Gask. What do you got?
Hello, my name is Gaskinator. I don't really do much other than guest on these things because people keep asking me to for some reason, and then I say yes, of course.
Of course.
Always happy to be your silly little guy.
We love to have you.
Okay.
All right. I will leave you with this. Somewhere in town, night has descended, and the room we see is lit solely by candles. There's a flickering orange light that casts long shadows on the walls. Someone is working at a desk. We're able to gain a glimpse over their shoulder. And though their head is bowed low, their shoulders are hunched in intense concentration, we are able to just catch sight of the object of their focus. Strewn across the table are maps. Dozens and dozens of maps. Every one of them shows some part of Clawfoot Creek, and every one of them seems to have been drawn up at a different time in history. We see measurements being taken, we see cross-referencing happening in a frantic manner, and then an exclamation. And an X is scribbled at a certain point on a single map. And as this person shuffles through the maps once again, we can see that actually there are several such locations drawn in shaky ink. Periodically, this person dips a hand into their pocket, a movement with more than a hint of compulsion about it. For a few seconds, the person handles an object within. Something metallic flashes in the candlelight. And then they return to work. The candles melt away into the tiny small hours, but the work continues. Outside, clouds gather, the wind whips higher. The surface of the river below forms peaks and waves. As they hit the shores higher and higher, dawn approaches. See you next time, friends.
Bye.
Bye.